Forget about plastic surgery, Botox, and even facelifts. Because apparently the secret to staying young is to die of hyperthermia and get electrocuted afterward? Right.
Here. Let's go.
Hi, Faceless here, and what the hell is that?
Look, boss, I got us a pet.
Oh, absolutely not, RJ.
But, boss, look at him. Isn't he cute?
I don't care if he's cute. No pets, especially cats.
But,
My answer is no, RJ. Call the animal shelter and have them pick up this little fuzzball. Now.
aww.
Anyway, let's get to the review. Age of Adaline. Here's the story in a nutshell. Adaline Bowman, played by Blake Lively, was born in 1908. She's basically a normal woman with an average life, but then in one fateful night she gets into a car accident and pretty much dies of hypothermia. Through some special circumstances and some other scientific babble from the narrator of this movie, lightning strikes and then she comes back to life.
She's alive! Alive!
Yeah, pretty much like that. Now, her coming back to life is not the only thing that happens. Her aging process stops and she pretty much stays at the age of 28. We fast forward to the present where she lives under the name of Jenny, living her life very privately. And the reason is because back in the McCarthy days in the 50s, the FBI found out her condition and tried to abduct her to do some tests. She was able to get away, but since then she decided to keep herself off the grid, so to speak. The only real person that knows the truth is her daughter, who is about 80 years old or something like that. And when you see them together, you kind of see the impact of immortality for Adaline. Now, there's nothing really wrong with the daughter, she's just old. And she's at that age where she could die of natural causes. And that aspect, that's kind of heartbreaking. Adaline also keeps her distance from love because she believes that there will be nothing but pain and heartache. The classic price that one pays for immortality. However, she ends up meeting Ellis, played by Mikhail Hausman. And let me tell you, Ellis is really persistent in getting a date with her. And of course she resists at first, but eventually gives in and then starts falling in love with him. But things start getting really interesting when she meets Ellis's father, William, played by Harrison Ford. During the 60s, her and William were lovers, and things were going well, but then she bolts when things start getting really serious. Which comes to that old saying that history tends to repeat itself, and now she's faced with the same situation with Ellis. And that's the dilemma of this plot. Does she leave and change her identity again? Or does she stay and try to make it work out despite her agelessness? And that's the film for the most part. Now, let me start with this. The acting in this movie was really up to par. Honestly, these guys really brought their A game. Lively's performance really brought the character to life and made you feel for Adaline. Harrison Ford was really believable as a man who had his past come back to him and how he had to cope with the rush of emotions of a forgotten years. Hell, even Hausman did an excellent job as Ellis. He conveyed the right attitude and emotions of a man that has fallen head over heels for a lovely woman. Yeah, I kinda know how that feels. And I'll even say this, for the supporting cast did an excellent job in their parts. Especially Anthony Ingruber, who played the younger version of Harrison Ford's character. And let me tell you, they picked the right person for this part to complement Harrison Ford. I'll even go as far as saying if they ever decide to reboot the Indiana Jones franchise, they would be fools not to cast this guy. Hell yeah. Aside from the good acting, the problem I have with this film is basically the plot. Just your standard scenario of a person who has their reasons for not falling in love and avoids it, only to have love find them anyway. I mean, and when I say standard, I mean it's just really a standard love story. If you take the immortality plot and substitute it with another plot like running away from his or her past, you'd still have the same story. And that's another thing that was kind of disappointing. You didn't see too much of Adaline's life through the changes of time. Sure, we get the flashbacks, but that's pretty much it. Seeing the trailers and the advertisements for this movie, I was kind of expecting something like Forrest Gump, even The Curious Case of Benjamin Button. But in the end, all I got was a really dull romance drama. So my final recommendation? Wait till it comes out on cable or Netflix. Well, this wraps up this episode. If you have any other comments, please share them below. As always, you can find me on peanutbutterdisaster.com, where you'll find other reviewers with great content. And lastly, if you hadn't done so yet, hit the subscribe button for more coming RJ,
Yes, sir.
did you call the animal shelter?
I was about to.
Well, hurry, he's kinda interrupting my filming.
But look, boss, he likes you.
It doesn't matter, RJ. I said no pets.
And he's even purring.
Oh, don't, don't, don't look at me like that. Come on, you wouldn't really like it here. Oh. Fine.
Fine what?
We can keep the little bastard.
Yay! I'll get his bed and cat litter set up. Plus, I'll go buy him some plush toys and yarn and maybe
This is
get him some
faceless.
catnip and cat food.
No.
We can't forget about the food. And also a collar and maybe a little scratch post. Oh,
Right here.
Let's go.
Peanut butter disaster.